And we in here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening,
Wa
everybody.
alaikum
Y'all
salam.
tuned in with the POC, Black owned and controlled. We in here. It's been a couple weeks. Everybody been busy cooking turkeys for
Bok, 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 bok.
uh, bok. Everybody been cooking turkeys for what is it called? Thanks Halloween, Thanksgiving or Valentine. What was it again? Everybody was doing Super Bowl. Everybody's doing something.
Uh,
Alhamdulillah.
having some chicken, getting
What'd you
big.
say?
Having chicken wings and drinking beer and getting drunk and all that.
They checked out, bro. They checked out for a little while.
Yeah, they thought they was gonna get away from us, man. They was like, oh, the brothers and them done closed down. No, we ain't closed down. We here. We live in effect. Alhamdulillah. Okay, let me we're gonna open up. So you are tuned in with brother Abdul Kabir Muhammad, brother Salim, and brother Imam Bilal Jimmy Stroud from the ATL Shouty. You up in here? Yeah. So this is the Black Owned and Control movement, where we stand for. We are the new Black diaspora. We're the new Black diaspora. I dropped my phone. Okay, yeah, we're the new Black diaspora, and we are calling everybody to mass migration to Atlanta, Georgia, so that we can concentrate our power, concentrate our greatness. We've been tricked into calling ourselves a people and a community, and we are everything but that. We're everything but a people in a community. You can't be a people and you can't be a community if you have no land. So we don't have no money. So how are we coming up with an idea to buy land? Mass migration. We're gonna overpopulate the Atlanta, Georgia area. Inshallah, we're gonna start out in one county. We're still working those details out, which county we're gonna launch in next year, inshallah. We're gonna concentrate all this power in this particular county. We're gonna add to the already existing majority of black people in all the counties in Atlanta, Georgia, who are doing well and fantastic. Alhamdulillah, I think they just need our spin on things. And we're just gonna dominate. We're gonna dominate the entire spectrum. Once we're the majority in a particular area, then we can begin to move how we need to move politically, economically, socially, religiously. Don't matter. Jew, Christian, Pan Africanist, Black nationalist, whatever. We all got the same problem, and that is that we're black slaves in the United States of America. And this is pretty much what our topic is going to be about today. But that's what the Black Owned and Control is about. Inshallah, we are on track to be the first established black lobbying organization where we'll be able to create a black voting bloc launching out of Atlanta, Georgia, where we're going to list out and agree and debate and critique and whatever it is we need to do to figure out what is best for Black people and how we can serve ourselves publicly in a particular locale. Right now, we spread all throughout the United States too thin. We all need to be in one area where we can predominate and dominate. Once we can do that, we can use our black voting block standard, and then we can begin to say, all right, dig this here, Mr. and Mrs. Politician. This is what we feel. We feel like eating popsicles every day at 4 o'clock is important to black people, and you better make it a law. And if you don't, we're gonna fire you because we got 100,000 voters behind us. That's the game that's being played. On top of that, I want to throw a fun statistic because y'all know I love statistics out there. The most powerful lobbying organization out there today is the Jewish Defense League, the JDL, and the Jews are the micro minority of this country. There's not a lot of them religiously. There's not a lot of them ethnically, but they work together, and they got banks. They have all their own communities, and they have substantial political power to the point where they forced the United States of America, and I use that word very clearly, they force the United States of America to serve their country, Israel, back home overseas, to support them. They send over $10 billion a year to them for defense in the so-called region or whatnot. And Israel is no bigger than the state of New Jersey. So once we come together and we form a structure and we stop infighting, which is what today's topic is about, we're doing a lot of infighting and we're doing a lot of naysaying. We're doing a lot of hating for whatever reason, and we're going to throw it all out on the table today. Which so the topic is: are Black people doomed in America? And this is my personal topic that I chose for the day. Brought the brothers in on so we can weigh in heavy on it. I took a few phone calls from friends of mine, and they expressed their concern, and I keep hearing, like, I on my Facebook posts, the opposition I'm hearing is, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing but kill us. Well, there's nothing that we can do. I'm hearing this. I'm hearing, well, you gotta give them a chance, and we want to respond to these things today. And I want everybody to know: do not say y'all love that movie Judas or the Black Messiah. Don't say y'all love that movie from Martin Luther King. Don't say that you love Denzel's role in Malcolm X. Stop saying that y'all love them, because what we talking about right here on the BOC is what they were talking about. Black independence. They weren't talking about holding hands and singing Kumbaya and say, hey, y'all, we forgive you. And then they slap us again. And then we say we forgive them again. That ain't what they were talking about. Right now, we are students of the Pan-Africanists, of the Black nationalists. We're the students of these individuals. And we're trying to keep their legacy going, but we can't keep it going where our own people, the people who we serve, are telling us, brother, you better stop posting stuff like that. They're going to kill you. Or even if you do establish that, they're going to kill us. Or you need to let Kamala Harris do what she needs to do. She only been in there for 2 weeks. All right, so that's the biggest one. That's the biggest one. I want to work with that one. No, brothers, y'all let me know. So the biggest thing that I'm hearing, I hear from my mama, I hear from all my family members, my friends. They all saying we need to, quote unquote, play the game. We need to let all the so-called politicians with the same color skin of us handle everything. We have no say, and they say we just need to play the game. Brothers, let me know something, man. What y'all think about that?
Woo. Bismillah.
Yeah, I forgot. Excuse me, y'all. Bismillah.
When you really for Black empowerment, what happens to you is you go through like a transformation, and you go through a depression. Like for me, I went through a depression when you understand and realize what you up against as a Black person and as a Black man on American soil, like what you really up against. When you figure out that this whole game from each level, top to bottom, has been rigged against you. And then to have your own people make you feel that you're delusional or you're too pro-Black, or what you're watching and experiencing is not the reality of things. That you can be able to vote your way out, that you can be able to, sex your way out, party your way out, graduate your way out of the situation. And then you become, for many of us, we the Black sheep of our families. There's certain family members that I just don't talk to and deal with because they truly on that nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? Like so what I'm saying is it becomes a depressing, lonely reality. You have to find brothers who, feel the same way as you do about your survival. But you realize that a lot of Black people, and this election proved this, and other events, that at this point you have a lot of suicidal Negroes out here that just really have given up and want to die at this point. They really just don't want to deal with the realities, which is why you see, the fans only pages. You see the escapism, the weed, the marijuana, the football, the pornography. So what I'm saying is to live your existence as like we Muslims, so we don't smoke or do anything like that. So we go through our existence completely sober, and we don't have no checkout mechanisms, none. It's
besides reading the Quran and reading the Sunnah. That's it.
That's it. Or you know, alhamdulillah, you have a wife that you know she's a comfort for you. My wife is she softens me up.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've been ready to wig out. I'm thinking how deep it got with me one time. The FBI came to my house one time. They came to my house twice, right? And I was just trying to explain to him, like, you know, I was explaining to him that we should have more black suicide bombers. And he was like, and I told people like, bro, don't say no stuff, bro. You crazy? Okay, you Muslim, you can't say all that, bro. You crazy? You tripping? But I'm realizing, like, you know, these other cultures and like, you know, what's going on there in Afghanistan. When you see a person there say Allahu Akbar with a bomb strapped to them, they ain't got nothing to lose at this point. They don't have their land, their culture's in shambles, their women are getting raped, their children are getting killed. So at this point, what you got to lose? So I'm like, I got to that point with it, like, you know, like this wild out. But what's happening is, as black folks, we wilding out in different ways. We wilding out with the dancing, we punishing our children, we ain't building. So so my thing is, back to reparations again. We deserve our money, because if at this point, black folks is going to go crazy in a minute here.
We done went crazy.
We done went crazy, but we're not going crazy.
Man, that's insanity.
Well, we ain't went crazy the right kind of way.
Right.
Meaning the retaliation and that's getting it in at this point.
Yeah.
So the reality of it is, as a black man is. And I tell my wife all the time, I can leave to the store, to Publix here, or go get some food or whatever, and I might not return home. That's just the reality of it. If it ain't some nigga trying to kill me, some nigga that want to ride me for whatever, it's the race soldiers. Okay? So the reality of a black man in America it's a real serious, or it's a black person in general, because our women going through it even worse too sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Our sisters, they're unprotected. So to be in this existence, you know, and not deal with white supremacy in the right context will drive you crazy. And the fact that you haven't checked out yet, and you don't have no kind of vices as far as, you know, I'm gonna go out here and drink a 40 ounce, or I'm gonna go get some weed and all that kind of stuff, or constantly indulge in that, you know, it becomes a very, you know, it puts a hardness on your heart. You know, it puts
and our own people going against us for wanting to be free causes all of this, huh?
Well, yes, it's that, because it's like, where's the love at? Or then you think, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to Africa. I'm gonna go ahead and move to Africa, to the motherland. You know, I'm gonna go to the motherland, and then you see the cooning. You see the Africans, what they on, bleaching their skin, the fucked up ass hair weaves. You know, the Chinese that came in, took over their whole situation over there. You feel like
the reality is we stuck. Like
you feel doomed.
You erase your identity, erase who you are, erase everything that you've been doing all the way up to 25 years old, or however old you are, before you go there, and just start from scratch, learn a new language, that's another issue that black people say, oh, well, you don't like it here, brother, then why don't you just leave?
No,
they say that to me all the time. Leave and go.
We built this. We built this.
Yeah, exactly.
So when it's
more man's hours than it is anybody else.
Exactly.
Man.
So let me just finish this. So we not finna leave nowhere. This is ours. So we got to fight and struggle within this soil here, because it's ours.
We are.
And a lot of the jealousy and envy that other groups and cultures have against us is the fact that we haven't given up. When they gave up, see, some of these other groups and cultures, they flee they shit. They flee their country. Yeah. We still on this soil. The only group, in my opinion, that's fight white supremacy heads on every single day is black folks in America. Okay, I'm not saying that the struggle ain't everywhere. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from my lens, for these 4 eyes right here, from what I'm looking at and how I feel in my heart, we're the only ones who have not given up the struggle. So we're not going to leave and go nowhere. We can't. where we gonna go? We've built this up. You know, I've been banned from Facebook,
like,
so you know,
like saying you done built your house, your own personal house, from all your hard work after coming out of college and everything, and then the government oppresses you, and then the people, somebody, oh well, you don't like the oppression that the government is giving you, brother, then just leave your house that you built from the ground up, and all your hard work that you did in college, and you've been on your job in your career for 10 years. Just walk away from all that just because the government is oppressing you and you don't like it.
Well, it goes deeper than that. You're asking me to forfeit my hand and leave what my ancestors built and paved the way for me to be here. You asked me to leave all that for what? But it goes deeper. Why do you want to be over here so bad? If you know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about that. But all I'm saying is this: we're not going to go nowhere, and it's really hurtful when you got people trying to tell you or make excuses and cop out about what's really going on with their people. You know what I'm saying? We not all right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We are in survival mode at this point. So what they don't like about us is the fact that we're the ones who have that reminder, like, hey, it ain't all Gucci over here. It ain't all cool. Right. And people don't like that when you put that reminder up, like, hey, you know, I have people. I don't want to hear about that black and I don't want to hear about that stuff, man.
That black stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to hear about that until the cops come up and bust upside their head, and they found out. They hit me top of my head, brother. Then
they want to call OG Black Lives Matter and hit the streets and walk throughout the streets and stomp throughout the streets and do nothing.
Right. So this topic, you know, are black people doomed? You know, going back to that movie,
according to them.
Well, going back to the movie, the Judah and the
Black Messiah.
Yeah, the Black Messiah. You know, going back to the energy that the Panthers had, you know, where it's kind of like, you know, we gonna continue to fight. We're gonna fight until the casket drops. We're gonna keep fighting racism, white supremacy, and any of their minions. We're gonna continue to keep fighting that until our last and dying breath. And then guess what? Our children should inherit the struggle and be equipped to understand who they're dealing with. So the reality of it is, man, are we doomed? Did Allah bring us this far on American soil to really leave us on this soil doomed is the question. And I don't believe that's going to happen, man. I really don't feel that you know, it feels this way. It's dire because the game is so rigged. It feels that way, but I'm never going to give up the fight and the struggle for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I love my people.
You just said, I had a personal conversation with Imam Bilal a little while back, and I was like, man, I'm tired, man. Like, black people don't, you know, they don't want to listen. All they want to do is watch football, like you said. They just want to self-medicate. All they want to do is smoke their little weed, make their little bit of money, and live in their corner in the middle of the ghetto. And that's all they want to do. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, why are we not outraged and taken to the streets every single day? And I was like, man, are we doomed? You know, we had this type of conversation. And he told me, it was like, man, until we fear Allah and not fear the white man, then things gonna remain the same. We're not fearing Allah. We're fearing the white man.
I agree. And that's what I love about Islam. It took all that fear because we only worship one God. We understand our punishment. We understand everything that's going to happen to us when we do pass away. How we die is important. How we live is important. So that fear from us is completely gone, which is why, you know, people are afraid for us, you know, afraid for you and me. I'm afraid for my brothers every day, you know, because I understand the reality and how you feel in your heart. And I've been there. But, you know, we're not going to give up the fight. And the thing of it is we have to be an example to those who, you know, are out here delusional. We got to be that wake up call. It's a scene in Malcolm X when Malcolm X was in the shower and he had the dye in his hair still, the lie in his hair. And the brother came up to him, was drilling him. Like, do you know who you are?
Yeah,
whatever, you know.
Yeah.
We gotta be like that. We gotta be that hard. Like, hey, listen, you know. So, but even that, you know, we're not perfect. We have our own, you know, issues and stuff too going through. You know, it could be whether it be, you know, financial. You know, you're stressed out at your job. You know, trying to, you know, what I'm saying, you got a business, you got a family. You know, your children need you. I mean, so it's like, man, we built for it tough. We gotta man up on it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be, you know, the Simbas out here, not the Mufasas. Right now, the other way around, right?
The Mufasas, not
the
the Simbas.
Mufasas. All right, gotta be the Mufasas out here. So, you know, that comes with a lot, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, why not us? But are we doomed? You know, I think the ones who are doomed is the you know, the coon Negroes, the ones who are against Black empowerment, the ones who are refusing to understand white supremacy, the ones who believe in this system. Those are the ones who are doomed. Us brothers right here, we the glitch in the matrix right now. Like we the glitch. We the glitch. We can't do nothing. You know, we that glitch. And so that's what makes us special and our family special. And, you know, I don't think that we're doomed, man. I think that the ones who don't want to get on board and work with other Black people, the coons, you know, the bed wenches, the ones who feel like, you know, who believe in this system, who want to vote their way out of something, feel like they go get them a zaddy and all that and this and that. Those are the Negroes who are doomed. You know what I'm saying? But the ones who understand, like going back to with Freddie Hampton, they had to drug him. He was on his post. They had to drug him, literally drugged him. You know, he was on his post.
They knew what it was going to be.
Yeah, knew what it was going to be. The house was fortified. And everybody had a position. So they had to be
cowards.
Yeah, like cowards. So when I'm saying
they didn't want to face their head up, they was all the way scared, and that just shows who it is that we dealing with.
But going back to heads up, we come in at this beast completely sober, completely aware, and we want to come at it heads up, and that's dangerous. You know, it is scary. You know, I can understand why Negroes are like, man, I don't want no parts of that. They got tanks, they got guns, they got mace, they got agents, they got.
Hey, brother Bilal, what the brother say in the video? I don't lose my job. What you think about all this, man? I had to stop you in your conversation earlier. Like I was like, man, that was content right there. Every time we speak, I'm like, man, that's content. Like, what you think about all this, man? When people tell us that we should stop doing what we're doing, wanting to be independent, don't want you know, the white establishment to make all our decisions for us. That we will be killed for wanting to be free, that we should allow Barack Obama and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to take care of everything for us, and we will be okay. What do you think? What do you think when people say that?
You know what? Before I say this, let me say Bismillah, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Black people doomed. I can tell you, I'm speaking only for myself. When I go to bed at night and I turn over, I have such a peaceful sleep. You will not believe. I'm at peace. You know why I'm at peace? Because I come at this, me personally, speaking for myself, I come at from a totally different angle, more of a spiritual angle. I believe that America is the modern Babylon. I believe America is the modern Egypt. I believe that America is under divine judgment right now. I believe that America is everything you're seeing right now, whether it be the coronavirus, the wildfires, the blizzard-like conditions. The state of Texas has had snow down there. First time ever recorded weather history. The state of Texas has gone through all these cold climates and blizzard-like conditions and single digits. This is not an accident. This is part of divine judgment. I believe that. I believe that Allah is bringing his wrath on this nation for the evil that it has involved itself in. Its refusal to accept responsibility. Its refusal to atone and repair for what she has done. That's number one. Number two, I believe that this Caucasian is also under divine judgment, that Allah is whipping them right now. I believe Allah is judging them because of their evil, their refusal to repent, their refusal to repair what they have done, not only to our people, but to the Mexican people, to the Hawaiian people, to the native people here, let alone the Iraqis and Somalis around the world. You have to pay for that. You made your bed, you have to lie in it.
You
So
got to lay in.
I believe I believe that this is the time of divine judgment. And at the same time, I believe that this is a critical time for our people. I believe that the black man is on the rise right now. I know it looks kind of bad. It looks bad, but I believe this is our time. I personally believe that when the verse in the book of Genesis, chapter 15, verse 13 and 14, where Allah was speaking to Prophet Abraham, may Allah's peace be upon him, he told his best friend Abraham, he said, Abraham, know without a doubt your seed will be in the strange land among strange people for a period of 400 years. There they will be enslaved and mistreated. After that, I will come and I will judge that nation in which they shall serve, and they shall come out with great sustenance and
Wow.
return to their fathers. I believe that that verse
That's
is
in Genesis,
referring
you said?
to, that's in Genesis 15, verse 13 and 14. See,
That's in their own book.
that's in the book of Genesis. So I
Genesis
believe,
15, verses 13 and 14.
yes, sir, Genesis 15, verses 13 and 14. I believe that particular prophecy is referring to you and me, the so called African Americans. I believe that verse is referring to us. According to the Library of Congress, the very first ship that came here with the express purpose of buying and selling and dealing in human bodies was in the year 1619. And that's in August of 1619. 400 years after that is August of 2019. See? And so I believe Allah is right on time. The prophecy said they will be in a strange land among strange people for a period of 400 years. I believe that that 400 years is up. I believe that our jail sentence is up. And I believe that Allah is bringing his judgment down upon this nation in general and this Caucasian in specific. Now, let me say this. Our people are in bad shape right now. That is true. Why are we in bad shape? We are in bad shape because we received false teaching. We received lies and deceptive teaching by our enemy, the Caucasian. We follow them. We follow their behavior. We follow their mannerisms. We follow their political system. We
Their
follow
beliefs.
hook, line, and sinker. And because I believe that Allah is punishing them right now for what they have done, if you follow them, if you follow their way, if you follow their political system, if you follow their mannerisms, their behavior, if you drink their alcohol, if you smoke their drugs, if you engage with and be with the women, if you eat their food, if you dress in the styles that they have designed, you following their way, so therefore you receive a punishment as well. If you follow them, it's just like you have a gun or a pistol, and let's say someone has a gun and they trying to shoot somebody, and somebody jumps in the way and you shoot that person in error, you were really trying to shoot the robber, but somebody jumps in the way and you shoot them instead. That's what you call collateral damage, right? That's what you call collateral damage. And I believe that our people are standing in the way. You getting in the way. The judgment is on America and this Caucasian, but you keep jumping in the way. You
And we
jumping
try
in
to
the way
play them.
by following him. You
What
jumping in
you,
the
what
way
you say
by
that was? And then you teach me about that, the Stockholm syndrome.
exactly. We'll get into that in a second. You
That's
you smoke their drugs. You drink their alcohol. You transgender. You are homosexual. You follow the ways of the enemy. So now you are catching hell just like they're catching hell now. But if you come out of her, if you come away from them and come back to the ways of Almighty God and repent from your evil and atone for what you have done, not only Allah will raise our people up, but he will give us the total victory. This is why I feel at ease, at peace, because we are making the call. We're telling you what's going on. Now, if you want to resist, if you want to sit there and say, oh, all they're going to do is kill us, see, you taking the white man as a God besides Allah.
Mm.
You fear the white man as you really should fear Allah. We're not doing anything illegal. Listen, we don't have tanks. We don't have guns and satellites like they do. We don't have any of that. All you have to do is put your best foot forward to do something for yourself. Clean up your own family. Clean up yourself. Engage in those activities to better your people. And watch how Allah will defend you. Watch how Allah will come to your aid. Watch how Allah will destroy them for you. Look at Egypt. Look at the children of Israel. They didn't have an army. They didn't have soldiers and chariots and swords.
Hold up, we lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Do you got
Okay.
your? Are you connected to your Wi-Fi?
No, the Wi-Fi is off. How do I look now? Am I good?
The picture is chopping in and out. Your voice is good, but the picture is chopping in and out. But we can hear
Okay.
you though.
Okay. Let's try it again. The children of Israel in Egypt did not have a standing army in Egypt. They were weak. They were oppressed, but the Egyptians were on them. And because they came back to Allah, because they followed divine law, because they rejected the ways of the Egyptians, Allah protected them. Allah increased them in goodness. Allah increased them in blessings. And Allah destroyed the enemies for them. This is what I'm saying. If we do the exact same thing, this Caucasian would be destroyed. He has no power over you. See, our problem is not the white man. It's your fear of him. You're
Mm,
afraid of him. You put your
mm,
in Allah. You follow divine law. You focus on yourselves. Circulate that black dollar. Own and control to the best of your ability. Do for self. Adopt a spirit of self-reliance and independence, because we're trying to come away from a people who are being destroyed. If you do that, Allah got us. I believe our 400-year sentence is over, and we are now have been freed. And so now it's time for us to come back to the way of our Lord, and Allah got our backs. So to answer your question, are black people doomed? No, I don't believe we're doomed at all. But if you refuse to come out of her, if you want to keep following your oppressor, if you follow them in their ways and habits and mannerisms, then yes, you are doomed. But those of us who want to come out, who are coming out, those of us who have a plan to do for ourselves and come back to the ways of Almighty God, we're not doomed. Allah got us. So that's the
mm.
answer to the question.
This is my take on all this. Um, when we get, I get, we come out how we come out. We come how we come, and immediately, like for example, I posted I don't know if it was true or not. We can fact check it. Somebody fact check it. I posted Kamala Harris's some picture of Kamala Harris's birth certificate thing or whatever, and it had her mom listed as Caucasian or whatever. I didn't post it because I thought that was reliable or whatever. I just threw it. You know how your fire already burning, and you grab a stick or whatever, or you grab something and you just throw it on in there, and it just make your fire jump a little bit more. I did it. I posted because of that. I already believe. I don't need a birth certificate or the confirmation of that post to be in existence for me to believe that she's a white woman. I don't. She's a half a white woman, she's a quarter of a white woman, and a quarter of an Asian, and then she's 50% of African descent, not African American descent, of a slavery, not that. That's my issue. And a lot of people come on that post and they like, oh, why does it matter? And why is this? And then let her do her job. You haven't given her a chance. And hold up, time out. We are almost 60 years into being free. We 60 years into quote unquote being free per the Civil Rights Act. Per the Civil Rights Act, the government supposedly freed us in 1964 or 5, whichever one it was. And since then, we've sat back and allowed them to play the game. Like people said, the entire time Obama was in term, oh, you got to give him a chance. He didn't have Congress. And I did a video when I broke down he had control of Congress for 2 whole entire years and then doing executive nothing for black folks. Him, his camp, his people, he didn't re-strategize and reorganize and put people in place like how Trump did, how we watched Trump do it. And every move that Trump made, and they was like, oh, you see who he made in his cabinet? Did you see who his chief of staff is? Did you see who his head of environmental purposes is? We didn't do that with him. He didn't do it with us. He didn't put the right people in the places so that, when he needs something to go to the House, that is going to go through. He didn't play the game for us. And we keep saying, oh, we need to let them do their job. And we haven't given them a chance. And Joe Biden just got in office. Joe Biden is Barack Obama's stepson. Let everybody understand that. Joe Biden is Barack Obama's stepson. You wouldn't even know who Joe Biden was, black man and woman, if it was not for Obama. He's riding the Obama wave. When Obama introduced him as his vice president, that was the first time black folks ever heard the name Joe Biden. And before then, he reigned terror on black people. So when we sat back and let them play the game, we gave them a job. We voted as an unofficial block in the 90th percentile. Black people have been voting for Democrats for a long time. We put them in office. Barack Obama, the one and only almost black president that we ever had. We put Kamala Harris in, we put Joe Biden in. We post all of this stuff. And still, I got me some numbers because y'all know I love my numbers. We have, of all time right now, we only have 12% of black people in the Congress. That's the Senate and the other one. What's the other one called? The Congress and the Senate. That we only have 12% representation. That's number one. I looked at another fun fact that I always tell everybody: 98% of all the wealth in the United States of America is owned by white people. Found another fun statistic today: 76% of all millionaires are white people. Only 8% of all millionaires are black people. Got another fun statistic, and this is the I'm gonna use this word. It's not a word, but black people made it a word, and we on Black Owned and Controlled, so we're gonna use the word. The funnest statistic that I'm gonna say today is 95. I looked up how many black district attorneys there are and black U.S. attorneys there ever have been. Right now, and I don't know for how long it's been, but as it speaks, post Obama, post Joe Biden 17 executive orders, post Kamala Harris being in there for however many days she's been there, and they said doggone squat about nothing. 95% of all prosecutors in the United States of America are white, not black. 95%. And it's been that way for the U.S. Attorney Generals. We haven't had any black U.S. attorneys. That we got excited when Barack Obama put up the sucker Rahm Emanuel, who let 2,000 guns fall out of his eyesight in the craziest city in the United States of America, Operation Fast and Furious in Chicago. You got Chicago going on. You got these boys killing at the age of 9 and 10 years old, and Rahm Emanuel, your U.S. Attorney General, done lost 2,000 guns. Now, I've been pulled over with 1 or 2 guns and couldn't lose them some guns in the car while I'm getting pulled over by the squad. How does sucker lose 2,000 guns? They were supposed to have set somebody up, and they, because this was supposed to have been the gun plug or whatever. They set them up, and then the guns just disappeared. This is who Barack Obama put in power, not a black man. He didn't go to the black community and go get a black person and go get a leader from the black community, from the grassroots. He didn't go and get none of that. They went and got us Rahm Emanuel. I don't even know what kind of name that is, what community he come from. But he ain't come from. I don't know no brother's name Rahm, and the last brother's name Emmanuel. I don't know nobody with them kind of names. But I stated those statistics because we are post allowing them to play the game. We are post sitting back and thinking, sitting on the couch like, oh, well, they're going to kill us. Well, we might as well look what they did to Malcolm. Look what they did to Martin. If you have the nerve to want to be free, if you have the nerve to want to be free, they're going to shoot you in your face. That alone should not want them to make you want to go oppose this system. For the simple fact that they should and we trying to ride that wave of the whole Judas and the Black Messiah. We trying to ride that. When I watched that movie, it pissed me off because they always making these blockbuster hits of us being defeated. They always making these movies. Everybody, oh, it was a good movie. It was a terrible movie. It was a terrible movie. And ain't nobody pissed off about it. We went, just like you said, Salim, in the beginning of the show, we went back to our addictions. We was doing our addictions when we was watching the show. My heart was like this the entire time. Y'all seen how they focused in on the love that was built between him and his queen. And then he went and did a bid, and his queen held him down. Something our queens don't do. He went and did a bid, his queen held him down. He came home, his brothers were still there.
They rebuild the center. It had got bombed. They rebuild it, yeah.
And they shot this man. You seen how they got us drawn in with him and his queen. And then they shot this man in his bed next to his queen.
She covered him. She laid on top of him.
Say it again.
She covered him.
She was on top of him with their baby. She was on top of him like, nah, take me, take us. Don't take our leader. How in the world are we not irate? How come Black Lives Matter gave the order for us to sit down and shut up? What he say? Stand back and stand by. Black Lives Matter, headed by a gay white man, is controlling black people. Just go get a bunch of T-shirts and COVID-19 masks that says Black Lives Matter. Y'all stand back and y'all stand down. Y'all ain't tearing up no more streets. The system that killed all of the people, man, y'all know the names. The system that killed them is still at play. And then the sister, what's the sister's name in Louisville? They did the same thing to her.
Breonna Taylor.
What is it? Breonna Taylor? Man, they came out publicly and said, nah, we ain't charging nobody. And y'all not in the streets? That's because y'all owned and y'all controlled by the white man. We don't have a black lives matter. We got a white Black Lives Matter. And they told y'all to stand back and stand down. That's exactly what they say. Go back to work. Go back to work, nigga. Your work here is done. $10.5 billion later, and we ain't seen none of it. We ain't seen none of it. Not a dollar of it. They ain't even built a rec center for us to play basketball in with that $10.5 billion that they got out of our community. I'm confused. I'm vehemently confused. So, this, this is the type of person. Where the brothers go? Out there? Hold up. Let me fix it. Something went wrong. Hold up. You still there, Bilal?
Can you see me?
Okay, I see you. Brother Bilal, you there?
It went dark. I think it's
Fix your phone, we can't see
See
you.
me now? You got me
I
now?
hear you a little bit, but we can't see you.
Oh, there you go. Hold on. No, you can still go on.
Let me go in and come back.
They take it out and come back. Okay. But yeah, man, I'm livid. At the, it's like they laughing in our face, man. They laughing in our face. These statistics exist after. They want us to shut up. They want us to be quiet about everything that's going on. They want us to not be irate about it. They want us to not be pissed off. If you my president, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, y'all my president, and y'all represent my community, y'all supposed to be on Air Force One. Air Force One should be landing in Louisville, and they should be executive ordering everybody get fired until y'all charge them cops that's responsible for that. They should fly to Columbus. That brother that got shot in the back of his head walking to his grandmama house. In the back of his head, oops, sorry, we made a mistake. He had a sandwich. He didn't have a gun. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like you want me to be quiet? You want me to think you in?
Yeah, he in.
Shukran. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, you want us to be quiet? You want me to be scared to die, and they already killing us. But one of my friends that called me, he was like, man, listen, man, if y'all do that and y'all, if we say we with the black owner control, we want to take a county. We want to take DeKalb County. We want to make it ours. We're going to make us a voting block. We're going to win the election. And Imam Bilal Stroud will be the mayor of DeKalb County. And then and Brother Salim will be the police chief in DeKalb County. This is what we want to do at Black Owner Control. He said, man, if y'all do that, man, they're going to kill y'all. They ain't just going to let y'all take nothing. I said, well, hell, if I come join you in the streets and fight you over that brick, you going to kill me too. So I don't see no difference between your bullet and the white man bullet. If I'm going to die, I might as well die martyr for my people. Might as well die for a reason. But y'all want us to be quiet? Y'all want us to sit down and just watch all this stuff? Man, it made me sick. Wallahi ta'ala, I was working, and I just happened to have the news on. My mama had the news on. When I seen that, this is like 2 weeks later after the brother who got killed in his granny house in Columbus. I wasn't up on things. I was working like a dog. And I just happened to see it. And I got sick. I couldn't swallow. And like my mama was sitting there watching, it makes me tear up now, man. Do you know I would come back from the dead? Wallahi. If you make my mama cry like that, I'm not going like that. I'm coming back from the dead, and your whole family is gonna feel me. You're not gonna shoot me in the back of my head while I'm walking in my grandma's house and my grandma, my mama house, and y'all not pissed off? Y'all not pissed off?
Well, they wasn't pissed off when the race soldiers, gun out, kill the kids and kill the babies. They don't even be sad about that. Well, you should be in the park playing with the gun. You got niggas out here like that.
Oh, Tamir Rice.
Yeah, you got people. But listen, I've seen black men try to intellectually masturbate about what's happening. It's your energy, bro. Your energy. You just put your pants up and you like no. It's not that. We're not delusioned about what's happening here. So when it got to the point when the babies become the sacrifices at this point, that's what got to me. That's what I mean. It all gets to me, but that's when I realized it's like how you feel about being doomed. That's when I felt like, oh, it's like this is it. We doomed. Y'all got the green light to kill the babies.
Well, it's just like I remember that movie. What's Love Got to Do with It? Starring Angela Bassett when she played Tina Turner, and Lawrence Fishburne played Ike Turner. And in the scene in the movie, Tina Turner wanted a divorce, and Ike Turner was like, "No, I made Annie Mae. I made who she is. Blah 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 blah. I want all the music, all that." See, Angela Bassett, Tina Turner, movie said, "You know what? You can have all that. I just want out. I just want my name so I can go forward. You can have all that." See, when you realize that he does not have your best interest at heart, when you know that you have been deceived and duped literally for 400 years. It's like, for example, let's say I'm in high school All right. Let's say it's a girl in high school I like named Jessica. And here I am in the ninth grade. And I like Jessica. I write her little love notes. I heart emoji everything she does on social media. I go by her locker. I go try to get all her classes. I do everything I can to get her to notice me. And then one day I said, Jessica, would you go on a date with me? And she said, no, I'm good. I don't want to. I said, okay, well, I really want to get with Jessica. So I keep writing her notes almost every day. Go to her house. I wait by her car. I wait by her locker. And she keep telling me, I don't want to be with you. She even slapped me. I don't want to be with you. She'll slap me, insult me in front of everybody.
Creep.
She even go get a boyfriend and say, listen, I'm with somebody else. I don't want you. What's it gonna take for the click in my brain that I'm making a total jackass out of myself? She doesn't want you. So for
They
me,
gotta kill. They
doing
gotta kill your child. They gotta kill
right.
your child in order for you to figure it. For us to be like, oh, something's not right here.
I mean, how
You
long
gotta
is it gonna
lose one of
take?
ours in the streets.
Right.
Your,
I mean, Jessica ordered a hit on my house. Jessica killed one of my children. Jessica do all this stuff, and I still want to be with her. You a fool. I'm a fool for doing it. We the only people on the face of this planet
love our
who
oppressor like that.
who have fought, sued, sat in, marched in to be with somebody who has lynched us alive, burned us alive, castrated us, raped us, shot you. Look, there's a story here in Atlanta, and we got about 10 more minutes. We got about 10 more minutes, I think, before we end today's podcast. There's a town called Cumming, Georgia. It's up in Forsyth County. Back in, I think, in the late 1800s, there was a white female that was found dead. She had been raped and she had been murdered. They blamed a black man for it. Now, we don't know if he did it or didn't do it, but they blamed a black man for it. So the police came and they arrested him, put him in jail. Don't you know, thousands upon thousands of white people busted down the jailhouse, went in there, took him out, strung him up in the downtown Cumming, Georgia, and Forsyth County. Strung him up. And then they riddled his body with bullets. Riddled his body with bullets.
Are
Then,
you serious?
then they turned around and told all black people, get out of Forsyth County. You can no longer live here. I don't care how much land you own. I don't care how much money you have. You have to leave Forsyth County. And black people lost their land and they ran out of Forsyth County. So for about almost 80, 70 to 80 years, not a black person lived in Forsyth County. Period.
Wow.
And to this day, I think less than 7 to 8% of Forsyth County is actually black. It's grown up a little
Wow.
bit more, but see, these are the stories that we have in this nation. This person, these people have shown you time and time and time again that the more you succeed, the more they hate you. The more you succeed, the more they have hatred for you. So why can't you just say, you know what? Let's go our separate ways. You go your way and we go our way. No harm. We don't hate white people. We don't have racial animosity towards them. We just want a divorce. Just leave us alone. What we're talking about is not illegal. Let me make it clear. We're not doing anything illegal. All we're doing is asking our people to come and let's consolidate our political and economic power into one region of this nation. We're spread all over the country. And matter of fact, when we leave this podcast, You know, Playboy magazine, you know, the porno magazine Playboy, they actually published a story in Playboy magazine some years ago. Back, I believe, in the early 70s or 80s, there was a big hippie movement. You know, white people, free love and all that kind of stuff back in the 70s. They were tired of the establishment. You know what they did? They decided to move in mass to the state of Vermont. They moved to Vermont in mass. And when they got there, they didn't, a lot of times they didn't have a place to stay. They just set up tents and they lived in communes because they knew down the road they become so overpopulated that they would control the Vermont government. And that's exactly what they did. They bum rushed the state of Vermont and turned
made it
it
legal
into
their
a
own selves,
hippie
huh?
government. So why couldn't we do that as black people? We have more right to do that. We're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything immoral. We don't have the gun. We don't have tanks. We don't have that. Only thing we have is a trust in Almighty God Allah and your history. The white man taught us the history. The white man was tired of being oppressed and degraded by the British Empire. And even they said liberty or death. That's what they said. They said we want a divorce from the English, from the British crown. So we also want a divorce. We're not challenging you to a war. We're not challenging you to a fight because we don't have that. We do not have that. But what we do know is that we come back to Allah and obey divine law. Allah will fight you on our behalf, and He will destroy you for us, just like He destroyed Pharaoh and all his troops in Egypt. Allah will do the same thing for us. You don't got to lift a finger, black man and woman. Just come back to yourself. Come back to who you are. Turn back to Almighty God Allah and do for yourself and watch how Allah will destroy them on your behalf. Trust and believe it. You can't challenge them. You have no tanks. They'll slaughter us wholesale. They will do it. But if we put our trust in Allah and come back to Allah, Allah will protect us from the plots of the enemies, just like He protected Moses from the plots of the enemies, just like He protected Prophet Saleh and many of the prophets that Allah tells us about in the scriptures. And those prophets that were killed, because there were some prophets that were killed, like Yahya or John the Baptist. He was killed, but mashallah, it doesn't matter. If you killed in this life or not, we are victorious. If they kill you, you go to Jannah. If not, Allah will make you victorious in the land. So it's not the white man himself, it's your fear of him. That's it. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Any closing statements, Salim?
You know, just in closing, you know, I know that Allah has our back. And even if you're not Muslim, I believe that black people, we're divine people. I don't believe that Allah or the Creator, whoever you worship, but I say Allah, right? That we, as black people, all over the world, that we come this far to be exterminated by those who hate us. Me personally, I'm a proponent of fighting back. Defend yourself. Don't die like a pauper on your knees begging anybody, white, black, whoever it is, to spare you.
Yeah, they're not going to
die with dignity, and die with honor, which the Haitian Revolution taught me that, studying that whole situation. They knew how to live and die with honor and dignity. So us as a black people, we have to have the same kind of viewpoint. We have to be ready to fight back. You know, me personally, I'm not going to advocate nonviolence, because the violence in where I live at is so intense that, hey, listen, you know, I'm peaceful, but at the same time, you know, I fight fire with fire sometimes. I'm for that.
Yeah.
I'm for that. So that's all I gotta say is, you know, I'm not going to always advocate, you know, although I'm peaceful, if I can't get people to understand and respect my peace, then I got to go ahead and get my peace. I mean, that's just the reality of things. And so that's all I got to say, brothers. I don't want to be.
I had an old school.
You know what?
Old school I come up under. He always used to say, "Hey man, I'm gonna make peace, but I got a peace.
You know what? I'm going to say this too. I want to make sure that my position is clear. Islam does not want us
Right.
to allow anyone to abuse and hurt us and try to kill us if we don't defend ourselves. Absolutely, defend yourself. You only have one life. Defend yourself. In Islam, the Messenger of Allah, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, told us. One day a man came to Muhammad and said, Muhammad, what happens if somebody tries to fight me? What happens if somebody tries to do something to me? He said, fight him. Muhammad told him, fight him. He said, what happens if I kill him? He said, he will go to the hellfire. He said, what if he kills me? He said, you'll go to Jannah. So this is very serious. So in Islam, we believe fighting in the cause of Allah. If somebody tries to harm you, taking your property, defending your family, defending your life, defending your deen, all of these things are acceptable in Islam to fight, to defend yourself. There's no harm in that. So I don't want anyone to think of saying, kumbaya, don't lift a finger. Allah's going to take care of it. Don't get me wrong. Allah is taking care of them right now. But if somebody tries to harm you, somebody tries to hurt you, then you, by all means, use force with force. If they come at you with a knife, then you have a knife or something better. If they come at you with a gun, you get a gun or something better. If they come at you with their fist, you use your fist or something better. There's no harm in that. That's good religion. That's what Islam teaches us.
But I think that sometimes
it's easy for us.
I mean, but I think sometimes as Black people, the religion has been used against us sometimes as well. Like in Christianity, you have to turn the other cheek, which is why I love Islam, because we don't believe in that. So what I'm saying is, the message should be clear. You should be able to defend yourself, your children, your property, with your life if need be. Exactly. I think that spirited energy, because of all the partying and the escapism, has left a lot of Black folks. They have no more fight in them. They have Allah
said it in the Quran. It's my favorite ayah. Tu'minu billahi wa rasulihi wa tujahiduna fi sabilillah. Believe it or not, that just like the brother said, come at it from a spiritual angle. Tie your camel, cross all your T's, dot all your I's. Believe in Allah, God, believe in the messenger, the prophet, the last prophet. You gotta do it. We can go there and have that conversation, have that podcast if y'all want to. But you got to believe in your last prophet. If you don't believe in your last prophet, you ain't gonna know what to do. You ain't gonna know how to pray, when to pray, if you should pray, and whatever God. If you're not following the guidance of the last prophet, what guidance are you following? We believe in Jesus, but Jesus was not the last prophet. Muhammad was. So we all our T's, dot all our I's, and the cherry on the top. Like you said, I got peace, but I got a peacemaker. The cherry on top, and fight for the sake of Allah. Believe in Allah, believe in the messenger, and if you have to, fight for the sake of Allah. That's another reason why they don't want Black people to become Muslim.
No.
That's another reason.
No, absolutely.
Like said in the beginning of the show, matter of fact, Salim said it in the beginning of the show. We fear Allah. We don't fear y'all.
Absolutely.
We don't fear y'all. Like if they come to try to assassinate us for trying to free our people, you just made a deal for me. I'm not the best Muslim. You just erased all of my sins for me and gave me a one-way trip, a vacation to the paradise. I appreciate it. Thank you. That would be the best form of reparations white man can have. So play with
at this point, it gotta be better.
My is I'm still on the road next month, so I plead the
at this point, we going through. At this point, I look forward to that. Like, man, listen, it's been so hard for us on living in this body, in this dunya, and in this life, in this world. It's like I want to just go ahead and make it easy for me. I want to rest. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want to be to a point where my affairs ain't in order to where it's like, you know, I'm leaving things not in a good state. And as a Muslim, that should be our goal too.
Yeah.
Have your affairs in order, you know.
I mean, you own that. All you do is work. I can't get neither one of y'all on the phone because y'all keep working so much. So the affairs are in order. It's time to get this other thing. But yeah, closing out, my closing statements is just a recap of the show. I think Brother Salim highlighted it the best. We are us, the freedom fighters. We're not doomed. We're not doomed. But those who are doomed are the individuals who continue to leave our fate and our destiny in the hands of our historical oppressors.
No doubt about it.
Have never done us right.
Never
done us right. So I don't trust the freedom fighters, the black freedom fighters, do not trust Joe Biden. We do not trust Kamala Harris. I don't care if you give me a $10,000 stimulus check. That's just rent for almost a year. I don't care about nothing about none of that, sir.
Where's that check gonna be cut for reparations? When that cut that check?
They want to support Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris for another $1,400 on the stimulus bill, and they want to report our post because they're like, man, you're gonna make everybody mad. You're gonna make Joe Biden mad, and they ain't gonna give us our $1,400, our $1,100 bills. And we trying to get them a $350,000 check. Black people, if you come together and join the freedom fighting movement and demand your rights, like that video you sent us in the chat when the brother said, man, they went, who was it that they declared war on them? The Chinese or something? Who was it? That video had me weak. I ain't just about a
what video was that?
That video was from Reverend Fred Price, who just recently died. You know, so
what he said in the video, man.
He said they won't apologize. Fred, for those that haven't seen the video, Reverend Fred Price was saying, in my conclusion, Reverend Fred Price was talking about how America paid the Japanese Americans $20,000 a piece and apologized to them for putting them in internment camps after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. And he said black people have been the most loyal people that any immigrant has been to this nation. And they never apologized to us, and we never declared war. He said maybe we should declare war on them so that they apologize to our people.
And we get our check. We're the only ones ain't figured it out yet.
This is Reverend Fred Price. Like I say, he just died just recently, but he made a very powerful statement. Very good point. Even though he had a series where you hate on Islam, but it is what it is.
So, yeah. All right, well, I think that's a wrap. Alhamdulillah. Just remind everybody, you rocking with the BOC, the Black Owner Control. What we're doing, we're trying to create a mass movement to Atlanta, Georgia, so that we can create our own city/state. And inshallah, if we grow and we can dominate the entire metro Atlanta area, we can create our own nation/state where you would be the prosecutor, you would be the judge, you would be the police chief, the sheriff, you'd be the head politician, you would be the mayor. We are trying to break our dependence on the establishment with the historical oppressors. The Democratic, if you're black and you're a Democrat, you're not for black people because you work for who pays you. So everybody who's black and you work for the Democratic Party and you think you're gonna slide something in there, that's not even what the Democratic Party is about. Black people, we did not help build and found the Democratic Party. That was founded and built by white slave owners who wanted to historically keep you as slaves. Do your research, and then you come and join them, and as opposed to them forcing you to do what they want you to do, we're willingly doing what they want us to do. I will never be a Democrat, nor should any black person ever be a Democrat. Let's build our own party. That's what we're doing, the Black Owner Control.
Come out. I see y'all later.
Come out of her. So inshallah, we'll dominate the Atlanta, Georgia area. We'll form our black voting bloc, and we'll start to push things in the direction that we wanted to push. Even if anybody who's viewing this, if y'all don't agree with us, join the organization because the guidelines are universal. Join the organization and bring 10,000 people with you. Like the brother Bilal always said, if we don't got it right, I don't care how it gets done, what we call it, whatever, as long as it gets done. That's right. I love y'all. For the sake of Allah till next time. The next show, we Sunday and Monday. I had to put y'all on front for the people so that we can make
Let's talk about that off the air. Let's talk about that off the air.
All right. Well, inshallah, the next show we're gonna discuss homosexuality being promoted in the black community. This is a problem, and if you think it ain't a problem, you are not a black freedom fighter. You are somebody else with somebody else. This is a problem. That's our next topic.
And you don't live in Atlanta.
All right, we love y'all for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. All right, good show, good podcast, brother.
We got that next show.
Yeah, that next